Hello. I have to do this video. Damn shifting of the earth, always between a certain time, because right now the sun is right here. So I'm gonna try and be as fast as I can. But what did I want to do a video on? What I wanted to do it on was I got my paperback books in the mail to show you. All I have to say is lol. Okay. So when I made the books, here's the poetry book. I've shown this before. This is the standard 6x9. Looks great. If you're gonna order a paperback of my books, I recommend this over the ebook, because personally when I read poetry, I don't read it I can't read poetry from an ebook. That's just me. But I encourage people to get the paperback. It's really nice, and this is the size. Even though I make more money off ebooks, and the paperback does cost a little more, but I get less money because it costs the printing cost. Okay, so now that's out of the way. What are we gonna see? Look, if you're interested in some coffee table sized books, here you go. Now, I ordered these. I didn't understand. The box arrived. I'm like, why is such a heavy big box? Open it up. Okay, so this is my novella, The Architecture of Loss. It's actually 11 by 8. That's what all these books are. Apparently on Amazon, okay, nobody, I did not know this, so when I was printing this, it gave me some trouble with, I chose this size, but it wouldn't let me do it. So I went with this size, and then I was mistaken because when I ordered the poetry book like a year ago, I thought they were all that size, and now I just don't have a system in my head, and I'm like, okay, 11 by 8, that sounds like this, and it's not. But anyway, so having said that though, it's very readable. But this is a novella. It's a little, like I said, I've always prided myself on being a pocket writer, like you could read me and stick me in your pocket. Not unless you're part of Gilligan's Travels. Okay, so that's that. Here's Admissions and Uncertainties. Also, same size. Nice book. Like I said, the readability is not the issue. It's just, you know, it's big. So that's all. Okay, so I am going to get a few things out of the way. The book I want to discuss, but I'll mention all of them while I'm here, is the one I released is Sounds with Song. Again, this is a picture of me when I was about 2.5 or 3 years old, around the time right before the book would have taken place. It's set in Florida, and this is at the apartment complex that's mentioned in Florida, and that's me. And I'm not too thrilled with how Amazon did this. It didn't allow me to put the title, and this is Selfhood Volume 2. Having said that, again, it's a big book, almost 400 pages, but it's very, very readable. Like, look, you can put it like this and read. You're not going to have to break a spine or anything like that. So you can lay it down and read. So in that sense, it's very convenient. It's just larger than I anticipated. I also can't fix them unless I were to unpublish and republish, which I'm not going to do. Most people have ordered ebooks of my work. It's not so much of an issue, but I just wanted anyone to know, be prepared. This is Volume 1. This is Some of a Life. Also, same kind of, readability. That's a picture of me from 2006. The book is set partially in Sedona, and this picture was taken in Sedona. My mom took this picture. I don't even own any of those clothes anymore. I'm about 30. And the first 3 books, the books of my selfhood, deal with about to the age 30. So this is book 1, and then this is book 3, Marvelous. And it's kind of funny because it's kind of, the saying at the end is kind of pretentious, but hey, it's advertising. Leave me alone, you know. So this is book 3. So these are my selfhood books, which equal that. Having said that, I'm in the process of working on creating a 3-volume set of all 3 books in one book. Okay, so I'm having to shrink text in the sense of I'm having to put it in single space. I have it right now in 1.5 space. That's my preferred. I like 1.5 over 1 or 2. So I'm putting it at 1, so it's going to be more compressed because Amazon, when I did it as I have it, it was over like 820 something pages. I don't know how long. It was too long. And Amazon said, you know, your book is too long to publish in this format. It would probably break the spine. So I'm having to shrink it by making it single space and do what I can. So that will be available, the 3-book. As I've said, if you just want to read one, I would recommend the middle book. This is the richest and the most complex. It's the sandwich, so this is the beginning, middle, end. It doesn't need to be read in any particular order. They're siblings. You could meet one and not the other, okay? Just as a contrast now, so these are my books dealing a lot with female experience. And so after I had written those, I said, I want to do, though, now one from the male point of view, and that's what Human Stuff is. This is the male point of view. Notice the slimness of it. I took a different approach in this book. It's much more condensed. The moments in this person's life is condensed to just singular moments compressed together, and once again, it's very readable. It's just larger than I anticipated, and there's a lot of humor in this book. So told from the male point of view, so much so I had somebody ask me, did a misogynist write this? So I guess I succeeded in something. No, I'm not a misogynist. It's just from this particular character's point of view. So that's that. Also, what's left? So, Quick with Flies. This is that. So I published, this was the first book I released back in 2012. Yes, 2012. So back then there was no Amazon. You know, I mean, the company was there, but I'm talking about the way the Amazon publishing is now. I had to buy a Kindle converter kit thing. I had to do so much work to release that book, like page breaks, and it was a headache. So I'm like, screw this. I'm not going to release anything else until the technology catches up. And that's why I didn't release my next book until, what was it, 2017? I just was like, I'm not going to deal with it. So this is Quick with Flies. This is in double-spaced. Easy to read. I wrote this in 2004. This is the first book in my American Earth trilogy. I have yet to release book 2 and 3. I will release them in time. I think I want to plan to release number 2 this year. But as I said, because they're so early written, you know, written 2004, 2005, it takes a lot more, I feel a lot more effort to go through and proofread and clean it up as opposed to later work, which is more polished. That's why I've been waiting on it, releasing other stuff in the interim. Though nothing I've released has been written past 2010. I haven't released my Japanese novels. I haven't released anything, my India trilogy, anything like that. So look for that. So also, and the last book to cover is, these are a collection of stories, the Winky Tales. As if you've read Quick with Flies, Winky is a character in Quick with Flies who we come to learn is somewhat of a con artist, but he's kind of lovable. So he got his own, I should say, he got his own book. This is his own collection. This is a fun little collection of stories. It's very kind of Tom Sawyer-ish, you know, and it's set in the 1930s in the Great Depression. And I liked going through, you know, different periods in history. You know, when I was, you know, writing my early books, I did some historical, and then these selfhood books are dealt with my own ruminations and personal experience. And they form a synergy. So as I said, I'm going to release these in a 3-volume set. It's just a matter of formatting and things like that. But don't wait for that. If you do want to read something, I would recommend Book 2, Sum of a Life. Not Sum of a Life, I'm sorry, Sounds of Song. I'm getting my own work confused. This is Sum of a Life. Oh, good Lord. Sounds of Song. And Marlis. All these books, in a way, they kind of deal with identity, very much about consciousness and rumination and things like that. But if you don't want big coffee table books lying around, I would recommend getting the ebook, or if you do want a paperback, this would be the paperback to get, if you enjoy poetry. So that's what I have available. I'll end up doing a little bit more in time where I'm discussing Sounds with Song. You know, it's one of these books that if more people had access to it, I know a lot of people would enjoy it. Unfortunately, because I felt like when I wrote it, because it deals with a young girl and a young girl kind of experience, a lot of people sort of pinned it as, when I say people, I say idiot literary agents. You know, they just sort of want an Oprah novel, and that's not what this is. It's, you know, the males were sort of like, ooh, I want to stay away from that, and then the women were like, why is it not sappy enough? And so it didn't, as usual, I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. But I'm just me. I'm an individualist, right? Enneagram 4. So, anyway, this would be the book. If you want to know, you're like, man, I don't know what the hell of yours to get. I would get this one. If you like poetry, I would get this one. You want, they're all different, man. You want something, male experience, condensed, funny, very humorous. This one. You want told from historical, written in 2004, African-American protagonist. This one. And then probably if you want some stories, nice story collection, here's one for you. So, not to leave out my novella. Anyway, Marlis is more about my first year of college and that kind of not conforming and not fitting in. And then Sum of a Life is sort of setting the template for what later comes in Sounds with Song, if I could just remember my own books. Anyway, so yeah, these are a little bigger than I thought, but they're nice quality. I can't really alter them unless I unpublish them and republish them, which I don't think is really necessary. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks a little large, but it's not the end of the world. But here's the one. Here's the one I really like, in terms of paperback quality. Yay! So anyway, I'm gonna cut it short. The book I will release will be my selfhood books in a 3-volume set, and those will be these 3, which I'm having to shrink the word count by single spacing. It'll probably be about over 600 pages, 650 something single spaced, so that's a lot. My goal is to get it to this size. That's just getting through Amazon. So anyway, look for that. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm out on my patio, as you can see. No surprise there, but oh, here we go. Here's a kitten. This is Cabiria. Doesn't she look like she has really sad eyes? And then I have Dolce behind me, and my other cats are somewhere to be found. So I'll have some more Enneagram stuff coming soon. Just been thinking about it and having more ideas. Also, I want to do some more videos on writing process and my thoughts about that, but just sort of one thing at a time. Anyway, hope all is well, and I will be in touch very soon. Thank you for listening.